what we're constituted to do is to represent the interests of the commercial and business and professional community in Ramsey and the north of the island, to lobby politicians at local and central level, and to organise and arrange events, activities within the town, all with the objective of increasing footfall within the town and encouraging business activity.
So what events in the north have you supported so far? I know you and the Chamber have quite a close relationship with Ramsey Commissioners. So what kinds of things have you done in the past that you're hoping to bring forward for the next 12 months? Is there anything that you've got in the pipeline?
Yes, you're quite right about the close relationship. It was my objective when I first became chairman 3 years ago that we would build a constructive relationship with Ramsey Town Commissioners. That's happened. We have a good working relationship, and not only do the town clerk and the deputy town clerk attend our meetings, the Board of Commission nominate a representative who also attends our meetings. So we work together. It started with us supporting events that the commissioners had formally organised themselves. Things like Christmas light switch on. That's totally a collaborative event now, and the last 2 years we've been delighted with the outcome. People who know how to do this, how to count heads when people keep moving. I couldn't estimate how many people attended because they kept on the move. But I was told that the first year there were 2,000 people in attendance in the town, and the following year 2,500, which is a great number of people to be on Parliament Street and around the community hub. So that was the major thing. We've run several events, an art trail. We also, in conjunction with AFD, who have the Mountain View Innovation Centre, we operate a voucher scheme. They formerly did this with ShopRite, so that they could give to their employees ShopRite vouchers. When ShopRite disappeared and Tesco took over, it wasn't practical to do that. So the alternative was that that spend would disappear from the local economy. We as a chamber took it on, and I'm delighted to say that basically we're keeping £20,000 worth of annual spend local. Beyond that, we're looking at other events that we will do in conjunction with the commissioners, but very importantly for me, to work with the broader community. Part of the objective is, as I mentioned earlier, to increase footfall on the streets, which is the obvious way of helping the retail sector. But my experience elsewhere tells me that you will not successfully rejuvenate a retail sector in isolation. It means that basically we have to regenerate the town, have more people living within the town, have more people using the town, not just shopping within the town. So we have established a Ramsey and Northern Regeneration Steering Group, which is looking closely at what is needed, what can happen, what the hopes and aspirations are. But also we ran last year a public exhibition, and we were able to identify in good detail what the community in Ramsey in the north was hoping could be done, what improvements they saw, and what they didn't like about the town in the north. So we want to repeat many of those things, and we wish to add more.
Obviously, you've just had your AGM. So what are the Chamber's aims for the next 12 months? Are there any sort of aspirations that the Chamber has for the next year that you'd like to try and achieve or try and put out there into the community?
Absolutely. It's been made very, very clear by the members. The business people of Ramsey in the north have gone from being dispirited, disillusioned, apprehensive, to feeling that they are neglected, and that certain businesses, we've already had some closures, on the most recent being long-established Strix, but businesses not being supported by government departments, by central government, but actions of government departments and agencies of government are physically impacting badly, adversely upon the business activities. And what's coming out very, very clearly is that we have a very sadly polarised society on the Isle of Man. We have a public sector and a private sector. And the private sector people that I speak to, and I've canvassed so many to be sure of what I'm saying, they cite public sector as the biggest impediment to progress, the biggest blight on entrepreneurial activity. That basically they refer to things like the dead hand of bureaucracy. That's how the private sector sees the public sector, and sadly, the public sector appears to see the private sector as the enemy, to be stopped at all costs. So, as we're in the run-up to a general election, these sentiments have come to the fore, and we have last night and over the past few months, people giving very graphic examples of how government decisions taken in isolation are damaging business activity and social activities in and around the north. Footfall is something that's regularly discussed. Now, Isle of Man Post have reduced the number of counter activities, the counter services. Basically, they have negated the need for people to visit their post office for so many services. That's an action that's been taken that reduces footfall, physically reduces footfall within towns to the detriment of everybody. Isle of Man Post probably had a good reason for doing it, but the impact has been very damaging. And I wonder whether it was necessary given the profits that Isle of Man Post has made. We're then hit regularly by road closures, the latest being Ramsey Swing Bridge. Of course, planned preventative maintenance of facilities such as the Swing Bridge, very important. Totally agree with that. But what is difficult to understand is why choose to do it during August, during the school holidays, when you're removing the safe route for visitors, for school children to move from the town centre to the Murray Park, to the swimming pool. Why do it now when last year the Swing Bridge was closed for 5 months, or almost 5 months, to effect 3 relatively small patch repairs? Could this maintenance, could the inspection not have been carried out then? Could the work not have been undertaken then, during that 5-month period? These are the sort of things that are being cited constantly when we have agencies of government, like Business Isle of Man, trying hard to work with and to support businesses, and other agencies or departments of government who seem to be totally indifferent and move ahead without thought for the impact on others.
We do have a general election coming up. Is there anything in particular that you and the Chamber are looking for or looking to see from candidates who are standing?
What we're hoping for is candidates who are not ideologically wedded to either left of centre or right of centre thinking. Candidates who realise that all the indications are that the Isle of Man's economy is on a downward spiral. Things are not good. The Isle of Man government has not got the money to do all the desirable, aspirational things. But having said that, there is no indication that the Isle of Man government generally, and at all levels, has any desire or any strategy to have public-private partnering and to facilitate the private sector's expertise working to the public good, working together. So it would be our hope that candidates would come forward who are not going to offer more of the same. Sadly, we've looked at the declarations that have been made, the statements made. Almost every candidate that has declared thus far has recited a litany of the problems that the Isle of Man has. You and I and all of our chamber members know the problems. We're living through them. We're experiencing them. What I would like to see are candidates voicing their solutions, their strategy to address these problems. Because where does more of the same take us? Deeper into this economic decline? That's what we're looking for, and one of the things that I've been instructed to do by the members is to invite all the declared candidates in both the constituencies in which we have members, that's Ramsey and also Ayre and Michael, to come to a meeting, to talk to us, to listen to us, and we will be seeking some sort of firm undertaking that they understand are already willing and hopefully able to take us on a different, a more innovative, a more imaginative course than we've been on in the past. The only thing that I would say in summing it up is the one thing that is missing and the one thing that could immediately help our situation all round is a recognition that the problems facing government are interrelated and interdependent. And no matter which aspect of it, they require constructive collaboration to address them. Whole communities, whole sectors working together, not in opposition. That's a little bit of a dream for us.
Thank you for making it to the end of the Manx Radio newscast. You are obviously someone with exquisite taste. May I politely suggest you might want to subscribe to this and a wide range of Manx Radio podcasts at your favourite podcast provider, so our best bits will magically appear on your smartphone. Thank you.